Right, hello everybody, welcome to Planet Zoo. I'm really happy to be back here. I'm just going to increase the volume of the game actually. One of the things I wanted to do before, but it's great being back. Back on Planet Zoo, which is super. And we are going to continue with part 4 of our wildlife park in the career mode. I do want to stress that this isn't going to be the sole series of Planet Zoo. It's just a good idea just to get some career mode stuff out of the way and hopefully getting you guys enjoying sort of the content really. It's been really popular as well. Our part 3 that we put that obviously streamed live on Twitch and then we put over on YouTube has been our most popular video over on YouTube. So we thank you immediately for that. I do seem to have a graphics drop though. Maybe it's just the snow, I don't know. Normally I run off pretty high graphics on this. Yeah. It seems to have proper screwed with my graphics. Which is a plot, I suppose. It's just gone medium. I think normally they're even better than this, but for some reason when the game loaded up it was just like, yeah, I'm having none of it. But at the moment it's snowy anyway and you can't really tell. So in the last episode we obviously moved our bisons in. They can't really go with anything, which is a little bit of annoying. They can go with some antelope, but we don't have that particular antelope available on the animal trading in this mission, I don't think. I love how the snow gathers on these buildings though. Every building part it just falls on, which is really nice, and because the trees here, look, it's not on certain places of the path. That's a real nice touch. In my staff only vicinity over there. Another thing as well is I've noticed no Planet Zoo music. Am I just the only one missing it? Maybe not. That seems really weird. Maybe it's just playing up. I don't know whether anyone else has experienced any issues with the game at all. But yeah, it really is nice to be back here on the game. It really is nice, and is looking great. So this is our so at the moment we have got some research which we do need to have been completed, and that was for our bison. Hopefully now we got some enrichment for him. Let's go species. Let's go American bison and enrichment. And we got a herb scent thing, and that's okay, I suppose. We need. Oh, hello. Let's put that there. We'll put a second one down, maybe over here. And the enrichment has gone up, which is good. So species toy enrichment's up. Interspecies bonus we don't have. We won't have one. But what I might plan on doing... I don't look very happy, do they? And the barrier status is already not very good, so we'll pull the mechanic as well. We have got an inspector coming. Yeah, that's going to happen. We're going to build a rockery here. Don't worry about that for now. Well, the snow's cleared. It's nice of it, I suppose. He hasn't escaped. But we, if you see our barrier here, we have got an invisible barrier. I don't really know why we used it. I can't really remember. It's because it technically isn't there, because there's a gap over there. Ah, that's why. Yeah, I suppose it is. But again, what I want to do is look at, obviously nature-wise, getting rocks and putting them in here. Oh wow, that's a pretty big fucking rock, isn't it? But I don't want it to interact with that if I can help it, so if we bring it down, yeah, we can. What this can do, hopefully, anyway. I sort of don't want it to add to that group. quite like its location where it's decided to go. Perhaps we can build off that a little bit, maybe. There we go, nice. He's doing a great job there, just trying to. Like I said again, don't worry about it too much because we'll be sort of changing that and don't necessarily want time. Get rid of that rock, wouldn't you? Should stop them. It just clads up now. It looks pretty good actually. We can always, like I said, with these, just bring them in and out and just make sure they're just sort of not touching the fence. That way then, when they decide, okay, I fancy going for a stroll out there, they can't actually escape that section of the zoo, which is pretty cool. This we need to just adapt a little bit more. It doesn't look great. But again, what we can do, add some more of these. Add a bit more variety. Them sticking out perhaps like that. Again, you just want to add variety. Don't be afraid of, you know, hitting the rotate button. Rocks do look different from different angles, and even just doing that, look at that, just even doing that, same rock in the same place, just rotated. This window's still exposed, which I sort of wanted. I wanted that sort of still exposed there. I think it looks pretty cool. But yeah, just to stop them getting through it, that invisible barrier. We've now put that up so they can't escape, and that alarm should stop going off. I don't necessarily overly like this. Hopefully they won't mind me putting in a couple of trees. Again, just a quick rotate. It just fills out them a little bit. Nutrition's okay, enrichment's okay. The temperature's still a bit off, and the terrain not 100% for them. Snow, they don't start out snow. Their terrain improves, but that's okay. So next, I think what we want to do is focus really on the next task at hand, which is put in another exhibit, and hopefully an exhibit which is going to benefit these guys a little bit. I'm not sure how that Chief Beast been used at all. No, it hasn't. So our customers will not even want to buy sort of food. Let's have a look and see what we can bring into the zoo though. So if we go to animal trading, we can bring in these giant tortoises, which could be pretty useful. Having the little tortoise exhibit here. There's the American bison, which we spoke about earlier. They're thirsty. Oh, they're not drinking. I thought they would drink from the water source. Maybe it's a bit steep and we don't have terrain editor, so that's a bit of a problem actually. So let's get them their drink. We'll put it over there. And hopefully they will drink, which is fine. The benefit of the tap when the bison goes to drink is that it constantly filled up, so it's something less that these guys have to worry about. which is really useful. So if we can help that, that works for us. But yeah, let's look at bringing in another animal, and we're going to bring them in here. It's quite a small little section, but it doesn't have to be massive, really, to be fair. You forget about it, it's really frustrating. And we want that there, just so we can build a little building here. That's fine. With this, edit the barrier, take the whole thing, lower it. And what I'll do is take this here, turn it to glass. And then these are where our turtles are going to be. Again, we sort of want the similar thing where we've got... That's where the game just bugs out a little bit, don't they? We want a similar thing with this building that we've got here. Can be quite useful. So what we'll do, just to keep a bit of consistency up and to try and get this career mode really moving, is we're going to put this in the same position. Ah, okay, maybe this is going to be a lot harder than we thought. And delete that one. Yeah, get off that, that's fine. Delete that. There you go, that's perfect actually. We can model that. Close section. That's good, I like that. So what we want to do, edit the barrier, delete that a minute. What we want to do is this control scheme sometimes. We want to grab in the staff facility, and let's put a keeper hut again in. Really important that we do that. This is terrain modification failed, so it has to come right out here this time, which is a little bit frustrating, but that's okay. I suppose it's not exactly ideal, but not a lot we can do about that for now. Click barriers again. Habitat gate. And go like that, edit barrier, and delete that, get in the clear section, and that's fine. We'll cover this up, so don't worry about it too much. The plan is to go star paths, and I suppose. I don't know. That's not good at all. Right, we've got an inspector in today, which is fun. He's not going to be overly impressed, but hopefully we can change that somewhat. Right, so what we need to do is we need to get our turtles going. So we're just going to buy these females up. And move them into quarantine. They take a little minute, so we'll let that happen. Perfect timing. I don't think that could have come at a better time, really, to be fair. Food enrichment. a visiting player. Hi, visiting player. Can we get in a habitat? These guys are asleep anyway at the minute. But yeah, the inspector's not going to have much to see. But so this is going to be for our turtles. Now, what we will do is we will start up by going to the zoo, going to staff, going to veterinarian, and going like that. So we need to do that. She needs to have a place to work, I suppose. And what we're then going to do is we're then going to select the group and build it. And again, we'll use similar stuff to what we used for the last building, only because we're in a position where we haven't got enough stuff sort of researched right now. Suppose I could do something here. Door frame. Not too much. We could come square on that. Couldn't we, I suppose? I don't block it up too much. But there is an opportunity here, so we could do that and that. The door. Exit at the door. Edit barrier. Go there. We should be able to do it. It's not going to let me because of the path. Is it? Or because of the building? So we'll take that. Reports ready for viewing. Education's not really good, but we've got 4-star. Yeah, that's good. I take that. Take that any day of the week. We've got a diseased animal. He's got test under of blah 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 for us. That's really frustrating. So what we need to do, I've never had that before. So it's an active disease. So we need to get our vet. Did I hire another vet? I wasn't meant to hire 2 vets. And I meant that abundantly clear. I definitely weren't meant to hire 2 vets. I've accidentally hired 2 vets. They're expensive. So let's hire a keeper. That's really quite funny. That's fine. That's okay. We bought a diseased animal, which is quite funny. So paths. Again, we want to just delete that in a minute. Sort of want that. Okay, I'll put it heavily actually. So, nice stuff there. Brilliant, and it looks okay. It's not as clean here, but we can hide this. So yeah, I'm pretty pleased with that, to be honest. And then what we need to do is build a roof. And what roof have we been using? Corrugated? They love making. I love making, you know. So it's the corrugated one we're using at the minute. Yes! I told you they were love making. She's expecting. That's good. That's good. We wanted that. That's nice. I didn't necessarily want them to love make, but I can't complain, I suppose. This time we'll just change it up a little bit, so we'll have that one there. Suppose that's not going to do any harm. And then what we'll do... let's put it there, I suppose. We'll move that to there. So the inside, so it looks a bit decent, a little bit better. Yeah, looks quite good. And they're going right through there. Walls. That's fine. Looks a bit loft, doesn't it? Is that just me? Looks off. Let's put it there. Big triangle. Do is put up a fake window or two. Fake windows always look good. I just want a single window. Nice. Nice. Yes. That'll do for now. We'll add some plants here to cover up the building a little bit better. But this is where they're going to live. So, quarantine pass ready to leave. They are ready to leave now, which is good news. So, we can select all the animals and move them to their new habitat. And it's the giant tortoise, and it's the Aldabra giant tortoise. So, what we want to do is zoo. Work zones. Actually, we might need that. New work zone. That one. And so start from over here somewhere. That one. And it's the A. Not a giant tortoise. Aldabra giant tortoise work zone. Let's click that, that's good, I'm happy with that. Goody goody gumdrops. And what we want is one of our owners, not the vet specifically, but the keeper is to be on them. So now we have... oh, I put the wrong keeper. Oh, the keeper wasn't assigned to that anyway. That's quite funny. So we'll put the other keeper to the giant tortoise. No, crap, done it wrong. You over to the place. Don't care which one's which, just one of you do one of you don't. But yeah, keepers are quite expensive, as are vets, so the hire two vets is a bit risky. It'll pretty much be pointless at this stage. But you want one keeper to every exhibit, hopefully. So there we go, we now have giant tortoise. Now they are going to have some pretty rich needs, so they need hard shelter. The terrain isn't actually that bad, but they want more sand, and we'll put that in their shelter. Their welfare is going down though, and its temperature. Oh, it's really cold for them. It's actually too cold. So we need to really work on temperature. It's a big problem for them. Their welfare's really low. They'll probably die. So, so let's go straight and put some heaters in this bitch. I'm not a big fan of these in the game. I just think they're semi-unrealistic, but then I suppose I do need them. Let's increase it to 38 degrees. Put the range on 20. I don't know what temperature they need. Environment, plants, that's fine, I'm happy with the plants. I don't know what temperature is the right temperature for them, because it never makes it overly clear. They're really happy with the temperature now though. So let's duplicate that. We'll put another one in the corner here. And again, 37 degrees, that's fine. And they'll probably be pretty happy with that. Right, so now what we want to do is... I don't know why this is here. I'm using this microphone, so I don't know why that's there. What we want to do is we do want to improve their habitat slightly. And we're going to do that. Firstly, we want to build a hard shelter for them. I'm going to use this rock because I am quite enjoying this rock. And we do crap, do you know, other things as well. I literally have forgotten the basics of this game for no real reason. Put the feeding there. Put a food trowel. Using food trowel there, that's fine. Microprocessing can go. Species, and it should be that one. Oh, we have got a plaything for it already, so that'll help with its enrichment. I like their wooden shelters though. They're quite nice, aren't they? Oh, I quite like them. I'm not going to use it. I wanted to build a stone shelter for them. I don't know, I quite like the wooden shelters. I mean, for the sake of the... I'm not overly happy with it, but when we do our own zoo, it's fine, but during the career mode, slap that bad boy down. And it was just... How are they now with... So, it's not actually enough hard shelter, which is quite funny. We could probably... controls like that. And let's go habitat. It's just too big, isn't it? There we go, hot shot there. So I suppose a bit better. That's 100% now. Weird. Okay, so they do need a little bit of training, and we'll just put some sand down. The best thing to do is just dump it under there, I suppose. Find some over here. Get rid of that long grass. They don't like snow, which is obviously a very similar problem. You can protect them from snow, and I suppose we can do that. But yeah, other than that, his welfare's pretty good. Nutrition's pretty good now. His enrichment's the only real issue he's got, so that's fine for now. We've obviously, research-wise, I suppose, she's nearly studied. We could probably take her off that and study in those guys now. But I do sort of want to flesh out. So plants, they like tropical. They don't need a massive coverage, but they do like a little bit, I suppose. They're really happy. But tropical African plants, sort of what we're looking for here. So let's go tropical and African. And we'll put in, definitely need to put in just a little bit of foliage. Just so they've got maybe a little bit of something in there. Just to make things a little bit nicer, I suppose. And foliage is a great thing to sort of stuff in your... I mean, the details look good there. So this is where the graphics have just obviously played up when I've reset the game. It's really weird. It to be fair, it did screw with me earlier, and that's high. Geometry, ambient occlusion. What's that? Alright. High, I suppose. I don't know. Who knows? This could all completely just screw up. It's just that tree doesn't look very textured. These ones don't look too bad. That one just looks a bit crap. I don't know. Maybe it's the game. Custard apple tree. Yeah, no, the trees do look all a bit naff. That's fine there. That's a huge tree. Yeah. So with trees, all you want to do every now and again. Oh, well, I don't know. Wow, there really isn't anything that goes. What is the barrier already crap on that? I have no clue. But they're getting pretty happy. What I would do just to at least fruit it up a little bit. I don't like leaving things just plain and boring. But we could definitely end up putting some tropical rocks in here. Again, it just fills up a little bit. Even this cladding, just by putting it under the ground and just doing that, it just adds a bit of rockery in there, and it fills in a lot of gaps. Again, over here, this heater as well, I don't like the fact that it's displayed, so just by putting something like a rock in here, that just covers it right up. Just a nice little thing. Now with these ones where we've only exposed a small amount, we do. You do want to make sure that you've. You do want to just fruit it up with a couple of little plants. And all this does is it just sort of hides some of. There we go. And it just sort of hides, and it just fleshes it out a little bit. It makes it like a viewable area. These turtles, obviously, these tortoises rather, can't jump out of the pen, so having something there is decent. Now, what we definitely don't have, and I'm going to pause the game because we're losing money every second I don't have it, is we don't have donation boxes, which to the average Joe sounds okay, it's alright, but it's not okay. We need those. Another thing we need is an education board, pretty badly. These education boards can actually be stuck into the ground a little bit this time around because they're quite cute, and then what you do is just grab them both and move them down here. Let's get rid of that one. And all we're doing, I just wanted them at the same height, which makes a bit more sense. And then what we can do is if we grab facilities, isn't it? An ambient speaker. Right now, go here. I don't know why I put an ambient speaker now. What was that? We don't need an ambient speaker right now. Education speaker is the plus I was looking for. Just put it out there, quite like that. Again, we can increase the volume size. Right, but what we can't have is that. So that I'm pretty happy with. Yeah, we'll take that. That's cool, and we'll play. And hopefully they'll start donating for our tortoises. But it's pretty nice. I mean, like, it's not the best exhibit. I probably could have spent a bit more time. One thing I do need in here. That's a good point. There's turtles in there. Tortoises in there, rather. This, we've made a really nice area here, actually. It isn't, I say really nice, like I've put all my time and effort into it, but it's a nicer area than most. What we can do include that as well, is move it. Why is it? Ah, it's moving the heater. Of course it is. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Let's go. If we can move. Let's rotate it. Just push it. Again, don't mind the heater being hidden. That's probably a good thing. And then what? We can't manipulate terrain, can we? Ah, oh, son of a gun. I was going to put a little pond in there and I've just 100% realised I can't do that. It doesn't matter, I suppose. These guys are now donating, which is something, I suppose. Is that closed for no reason? Okay. Well, we're getting money now, I guess. We've got £100 donations in there. It's not actually a lot of donations going in these boxes. Are they just not impressed? Are they just stingy around here? Too few adults and juveniles in the social group. Is she giving birth yet? That's the point. No. No. She's just expecting. In a while, I suppose. So we do need to improve their social group. But that's fine. These guys are going to be okay. And we do now. Vet research. Is that the disease? Yeah, good. Yeah, we don't need to research that. Carry on with the bison. Right. We know how to cure the disease now. So it's cool. So we've got a new little pen here, I suppose. I could probably... I don't like this brick. So we could probably go around and change it to wood. Because everything else is wood in this game. So yeah, that looks a bit nicer actually. And now it looks like we've got this sort of nice thing. Oh yeah, look, quality's come back in those leaves. I don't know why it was. Maybe it was just a bit strange, but we are going to duplicate this though, because I do want this, and we're going to sort of put the tree, I suppose, just there. Again, it covers up this building a little bit. We're going to cover it up a little bit more. Is it a custard apple tree? Using these bushes actually. She's about to have offspring. It's a pure shit. I don't know why I'm going to look at the ass. Like I assume we're going to see the whole birthing process. But we'll speed this up. And there it is. Oh, he's a cutie pie. He's a cutie pie. I suppose it's you. Just pause it there. We can get a good screenshot here of this guy, of this fella. Look at him. Isn't he adorable? Absolutely adorable. And we'll take that. I love how much, for some stupid beyond reason, that Nvidia's sort of screenshot system hates this game. But yeah, either way, that's cool. Right, okay. We've got a cool shot there now. Anyway, right, so what we need to do next is... Our vet research is complete. That's probably on the turtle. Oh, no, it's on the bison. Nice, okay. That's pretty useful, I suppose. What we need to do, though, is we need to get a third thing in there. The reason being is because we need 3 species in the zoo. And we need to sort of force them in now. So we've got, obviously, these guys. But next we do want to introduce something a little bit different. So there are a couple of options. We can introduce we were thinking about introducing maybe the crocs here and having the fence go along, or the barrier going along here, and around here, and then we can have another one here for something else. But the crocs need water, so by crocs I mean whatever the legitimacy of their name is. We could introduce another female bison. That'd be pretty useful. But we do want to make some of these as well. Oh, we can have a black bear. Bears beats Battlestar Galactica. Grizzly bear. We can do some peafowls. We can do some monkeys. That's expensive. We can do lemurs, sable antelopes, saltwater crocs, snow leopards, and timberwolves, which I think would be huge draws. But I think so are saltwater crocs, right? I mean, he's a pretty good saltwater croc. He's pretty old, but we'll adopt him. And they are quite expensive. We need to adopt a female. She's not very fertile though, but there's no other female, so we have to take her for now. So that's good news. So we're going to build a second habitat straight out of the bat. Let's go for it. And it's going to be not the biggest habitat, but it's going to be big enough to, I suppose. I'll change it to null to start with. You hear that noise? Look, listen, right? It's like a lightsaber. That's cool. Anyway, what we want to do is hit the curved. Oh yeah. Now, it's a shame, I suppose, really. It's not ideal, but I suppose it's as good as we're going to get. The difficulty is we do need to be able to see it. So, I do want another exhibit here, but I need to be conscious of where we're putting the... So we can have it go up there and a staff path come up here maybe, and it just might have to be a bit of a walk for the... Yeah, I think that's the plan. Put the staff path, put a customer path up to about here. Like this area, and then we can have a staff path run off here, and then what we can do with this one is grab the gate. And that can go there for now, which is fine. We'll take that. Now what we'll need to do, these are dangerous animals, so what we'll have to do, edit barrier. And just for now, I suppose. 10 minutes of brick. We can edit and tweak it in a minute. I'm a bit concerned as well that they'll just swim through it. So now that's resistance. It is a grade 5. So. Thing, I suppose, and then we can look into it in a second. But yeah, we don't want these guys escaping. There could be a real problem, obviously. So then what we want to do, we want to take this path, which is the red brick path, and we ideally would like 7 meter width. Yeah. That doesn't need to be length 3. Yeah, we can leave it there, and we're quite happy with that. And then what we want is paths and coupon. Doesn't need to be 6. So yeah, and it just means that we've then got an access to the Crocs, but also, and we can rocket all this up, and then I might do that off camera. And then what we can do here is have another exhibit here. So this exhibit here, probably for the snow leopards or something different, and then, or maybe even for the Timberwolves, because I can incorporate something onto this little mound for them, which would be a really good idea now I've thought about it in my head. So have a knoll wall going around here maybe. That might work, because they won't be able to get down from there. That's a really good idea. So we could have the Timberwolves up here, and have this section, and then we can have staff buildings here, just so they're out of the way. And in fact, we can have a couple of customer serving buildings up here, including toilets, because we are in need of toilets right now. So yeah, and what I will do because of that, oh, we've got monorail. Not staff building, guest facilities. We're just going to get a little toilet in. Again, are you kidding me? Like, terrain manipulation on this game is a bit of a joke. I'll 100% give you that. Can we put in a toilet there now? No, it's ridiculous, isn't it? I'll try and build something out of it. Maybe I can edit this. Maybe we can add a facility, toilet. No, but it can go there. It's just ridiculous. That's fine. We needed a toilet anyway. Ridiculous. That's the only problem with this tutorial, is that we can't edit terrain. You let us remove trees, but we can't edit terrain. Bit frustrating. Anyway, so this is using breeze block. Too worried about that. Just any breeze block one. There isn't a breeze block one. You can add these arches, and they look pretty good, and you can manipulate the walls to look like that. But I'm not too fussed about that right now. And then what we'll do. Put one shrink. Do. Not too worried about that too much, but it looks okay, doesn't it? I suppose. That was awful. I don't know what to do with that. We'll worry about it in a minute, I suppose. I'm going to continue going to the chief beef. What we could do, I quite like this plasterboard to be fair, so I really like the design of the building, but again, not too worried about it right now. I just need to get a roof in to this. So can we move, duplicate, and then can we get a roof? What's roof is this using? Asphalt double pitch. So we need an asphalt. You can just make it slightly taller. And then wall. That's the triangle. Just for now. That looks a bit off. Fucking hell. Sorry, I'm really screwing this up. Let's go like that and like that. Let's get the plaster wall in. Draw Z. There. Move that down to there. Move that one. Again. In there. Get the plaster wall on draw Z. On there. On there. One meter one. No, like that, lovely stuff. You need to do the same here, just move it down. And then grab that, duplicate, and switch. There we go. We can complete the rest of the building in a minute, and we can do a frame for this, so I'm not too worried about the frame for that. Camera's bugging out again. But the frame will take time. All these are sort of nuanced things that we can do and add. But like I said, the key goal is to get the crocs into where we need to get them into. So the vet research is complete, which is fine. That'll be on both the American Bison and them, which is good. But what we need to do now, very quickly, because I'm finishing the stream in about 5 minutes time, is get these guys out of quarantine. Of course, our quarantine building is, of course, not dealt with. Oh, there's no animals in quarantine because it's still in animal training. How you break the game? You all saw it. Let's move them into quarantine. God's sake. So they got to do their quarantine thing right now. Which means, I guess, whilst they're quarantining, we can edit this building. Now what we can do here is just grab that and grab that. Duplicate move. Chop, chop. Oh yeah, we've got a little. Grab that, duplicate. Duplicate that. And what I'm going to do. I assume we can bring that up, to be fair. They're ready to leave quarantine now. I want to get some of that building done. Looks a bit all over the place, but whatever. These guys are ready to leave quarantine, which is good news. So what we do, grab all the animals, yes. And yes, move. And we're going to move to their new home, which is in here. Now, at the moment, we don't have one of these guys, but what we can do is duplicate that bad boy. And we are going to move that there. What we're going to do is grab the path, bring the path out. And again, awesome. Oh my god, he is cool. He is awesome. I'm assuming it's a he. It is most definitely a he. That's some salt. I'm assuming you want salt. Sand. Yeah, you do. You actually do want sand. Well, one thing you definitely don't like is long grass. So we'll fix that, young friend. Don't you worry. I say young friend. These guys are old, but. Too much short grass. Soil up this bit. I need heavy rock as well. So all of this here. Heavy rock. God, getting this right is gonna be hard, isn't it? Oh, that's heavy soil. Oh God. We really got it right. Don't worry, we got too much soil, that's fine. If we go rock here, we're going to put some stone to the corner there. That's okay, I need to reduce the size of this badly. It's quite a nice exhibit for them. They're quite gorgeous little animals, really, to be fair. Gorgeous creatures. absolutely ridiculous, aren't they? But I quite like that one. What we'll do, we'll grab that for the screenshot of the stream as well, which I quite like. And that's a nice one. Because we've got a nice little building there as well. So yes, we've managed to get the part of the bronze trophy done. We're not quite there because we need visitors and the keeper's hut appears without power, but I am going to leave it there for today. Thank you very much for tuning in to part 4. Hopefully it can be as successful, if not just as much as part 3, because part 3, like I said, went really well, so I'm really happy with how that ended up. And hopefully you guys tune in. Catch me next time. We will add a couple of things in between the stream, I think, this time, just to sort of grow out the bits a little bit, and just to flesh out some of the areas that we would have missed, because obviously I'm keen, because it's a career mode, to focus on the career mode as opposed to the creativity side of things, so I don't really want to dive in too much of that, but please absolutely check out and see what improvements I've made in anticipation for part 4. We obviously had the birth of our new bison and the arrival of our crocs and the finishing touches on what is actually looking like quite a nice little exhibit, or area really, which is quite cool, for our new giant tortoise. But I will catch you guys on the flippity flip. Enjoy, thank you.